All right, let's keep going. Here we go. We got this. Where'd it go? Again, I'm worried that this music is copyrighted.
The hookman had vanished.
How do you get it so fast?
Breathing, but all she heard was...
Let's get the door quick. Check behind you. Oh god. I've seen this movie before. Oh, where is he? Just better not be behind me.
door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh, it's got an ear on the back. That was a good story.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So again, more of that magical realism. Remember, magical realism is the idea of you put the magical in the real, and the characters either accept the magic as real, or it is just an essential part of their reality that they grow used to. So Barbara is consumed or killed by these monsters, which gives us irony as well. Remember, irony is when your expectation of what you think will happen is different than what actually happens. So Barbara wants to be remembered, as this child actor, or even break back into the film world. However, it is eventually her scream that defines her death as well, this thing that she has the inability to reproduce. And let's talk about that same motif, that same theme that keeps coming up of the past trying to define the present, or the past trying to define us, or the conflict that arises when we try to relive the past, or when we revisit the past. And that's happening to Barbara here when she wants to go back and relive those glory days of being a child actor. I don't know about you, that actually kind of creeped me out. Makes me want to play some scary games for you guys. Let's go ahead and move on and see what we have next in our story here. Oh, nice little spin there. Any books? Let's see. No real books that Okay, I think Poetics is Aristotle, but don't quote me on that. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's check this out. Poor Barbara. Another story locked away. Just like a book on a shelf.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh, this is one of my favorite stories down in the basement.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Yeah, we know.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Mm. I'm just kind of enjoying looking at things around here. Let's see. Ooh, what's this? Let's see.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
So, famous family.
Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left.
Let's just see what's down here real quick. Do we check these rooms out already? That is Edie's.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Got it.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
It's another thing with trauma. As children, when awful things happen to us, we think that they are normal, that they happen to everyone else, and it's not until we're older that we start to realize that, you know, these things aren't normal. Ooh, some great books right here. Jabberwocky, that's actually a poem by C.S. Lewis with nonsense words for a story. 100 Years of Solitude, that's a book I actually picked up. It's sitting on my shelf. Hopefully I'll finish that book eventually, by Gabriel Marquez. Don't quote me on that. Infinite Jest, very, very important. Book by something Wallace. I haven't finished it. Very important postmodernism book, also by the same author, is Gravity's Rainbow, I believe. Oh, King in Yellow is a terrifying book from the 1890s about basically the King in Yellow. It's a series of short stories that come together to tell us who the King in Yellow is. Very, very ahead of its time. We would not have H.P. Lovecraft were it not for texts such as that. Slaughterhouse-Five by J.D. Salinger. Or no, why did I say J.D. Salinger? Excuse me. Kurt Vonnegut, in which Billy Pilgrim becomes unstuck in time, quote, and he time travels between him surviving the World War II as a POW in the city of Dresden as it's being firebombed, and being shot forward in time to when he is, ooh, creepy sounds, he's kidnapped and observed by the aliens, the Tralfamadorians. Amazing book. One I'm seeing here that I didn't notice before, I'm so glad I see, is House of Leaves. House of Leaves is one of the most terrifying books you will ever read. My wife did her master's thesis on it. It was so terrifying that when she was reading, she told me she had to sleep with it in the other room because the book itself becomes a sort of presence in your life. And when she told me that, I was like, it's a book. How scary can a book be? I read the book, and it is absolutely terrifying, truly a just horrific book. I highly recommend it. I've only had one student as of recording this who's ever taken me up on reading that book. And I'm also seeing Metamorphosis right here in brown. That is by Franz Kafka, who phenomenal writer, severely traumatized as a child. And it's about Gregor, Samson McGregor, who wakes up one day. Samson McGregor, no, just Gregor, who wakes up one day and he is a giant bug. And what makes it horrific is not the fact that he wakes up and he's a bug. What makes it horrific is he wakes up as a bug, and the only thing he thinks about is, how can I get to work on time? And his family treats him like a bug, because that's basically what he is to them as well. Okay, so anyways, I talked a lot. Oh, there's the drift. I talked a lot about other things other than the game. Let's just get down to the basement, and I'll wrap this one up. We'll make this a short episode, because I want to go show my wife that House of Leaves is in this. Ta-da! Oh, I don't want to go down there. Again, it's creepy. Alright, guys, I will see you in part 8 if my thing stops drifting. Okay. Bye, guys.